Hello, good evening. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm not going to shout. So it is true, my name is Michael McIntyre. But before we begin, I would like to share some very exciting news. Earlier on today, I finally managed to sign a 1-year contract with Sky Television.
Hey.
Thank you very much. £50 a month. I get Sky Movies, Sky Sports, and all those type of channels. You knew with a name like Michael McIntyre, there had to be at least one bad joke in there. Should have just got that. Welcome to the party. Fantastic. So, I'm just going to get used to this. I've been showing some of the guys some close-up stuff, but I'd like to try something on stage, and you can see if I am actually better than I dress. Interesting look. But I'm going to need a volunteer. So would anyone be kind enough in the audience to come up? I promise you 2 things. Number 1, I won't embarrass you. Beautiful. But number 2, I need to borrow a banknote. Ideally a £10 note. I promise you I'll get it back. But it's very important that it is the spectators. You were going to come up and then I said money. But you'll get a huge round of applause from the audience. Are you happy? Would you come up and come out? Beautiful. Give me a round of applause. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, see what you need to do, yeah. Okay. That's okay. What was your name? You came up earlier. You're really good. Chris, nice to meet you, Chris. I am Michael. Chris. Quite tall. I'll tell you. Wow. He's the first to know if it rains. Anyway, bad joke. Chris, I need to borrow a note, a banknote, either a £10 note. Can you please confirm that we, apart from meeting earlier on, we've not set anything up, you didn't know that this was going to happen, not done anything with the note, right? Would you pull out a £10 note, or would you show it to the audience? Is this by magic? Beautiful. I want you to take my pen, and I want you to put your initials just right here for me, on the note. So let me see. Alright. Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk into it? Okay, sorry guys, is that better? Clearly I'm, not as experienced with these mics. I usually use a lapel mic. Okay, so most people know in the UK that most banknotes, just don't let me see the note for a second, thanks buddy. Most banknotes have what we call a serial number, yes? A combination of maybe letters, numbers, maybe both. Chris, would you do me a favour? Would you double check that yours does have a serial number on it? If not, we can grab another one. But is there a serial number, maybe a mixture of letters and numbers, or both?
Yeah.
Definitely? Okay, is it a mixture of letters and numbers, or...?
It's a mixture of both.
Okay, so you've got both on it. Looking at your numbers, do you have maybe 3 or more numbers on there?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm going to try a little experiment. This mightn't work. Chris, your job is to look at the last 3 numbers of that banknote. Could you do that now for me? Yeah? Yep. And I would like you, if possible, to add up those numbers. Let me know when you're done.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, so that tells me a little bit. It tells me it didn't take too long, so it shouldn't be such a big number if I'm right. Would you do me a favour? Just hide the note so I can't see for now. This mightn't work. Chris, would you just step here just a little bit so I can just see the whites of your eyes? Fantastic. You have a number in your mind, yes? Do you have a good imagination? Imagine that you do. I want you to imagine a cinema screen. I want you to imagine that your number is projected on the screen. Are you doing that now for me? As it does that, look at me, it begins to flash on and off. You see the name of your number over and over again in your mind without moving your lips. Are you doing that now for me, honestly? I don't think it's a big number. You're smiling, so I think that confirms it. Answer honestly, I might have got this wrong. Yes or no? Are you thinking of the number 9? You're not. Okay. Are you saying it in your mind over and over again? Yes or no? Are you thinking of the number 7? You are. Fantastic. That should give me a little round of applause. Okay, stay there. As I never got it first time, let's break it down. Look at the first one of those numbers. If you need to look at it again. Do you remember what it is? Okay, look at me. Cinema screen, I'm just warming up. You say the number in your mind over and over again. That was a lot easier. Yes or no? Are you thinking of number 2? Fantastic, there you go. Straight to the next one. Look at me. Think it in your mind. Look at me. Is that a 7? Is that a 7? Yes or no? To a thunderous round of applause. The last 3 numbers. Are you thinking of 2, 1, 4? 2, 1, 4. Have a look. Even he's forgot. Look at that. If it's 214, I'll get a huge round of applause from the audience. If not, we'll move on.
Right, he's right.
It is 214. Fantastic. Can you just show them? Or let me just stay up on stage for me. Can you just see that? And you have, I never saw that note before. You just pulled it out on stage. Happy? Get my good side? There isn't a good side. Beautiful. Okay, let's take it one stage further. Chris, as a magician, it's my job to do two things: to amaze and to amuse. If, for instance, I could turn £10 notes into a blank piece of paper, the people watching might be slightly amused, but you certainly wouldn't be amazed or amused, right? You'd probably want to do something better or a bit more interesting. But before we do that, I have a little gift for you for helping out. It's all the way from New Zealand. Don't get too excited. It's not a kangaroo, but it's close. It's actually a kiwi, which does remind me of a joke that not everybody gets. But you want to hear it? Say yes.
Yeah.
At least one of you do. There you go. Does anybody know what the difference between a kangaroo and a kangaroot is? No? The difference between a kangaroo and a kangaroot is one is a kangaroo and the other is a Geordie stuck in a lift. One person gets that. Think about it, there you go. Kangaroot, never mind. And you have this kiwi, please examine it. Check there are no mirrors, magnets, or magical trapdoors. Would you hold it up for the audience so they can see?
Very genuine.
You okay there, Rob? You're going to cough up that note if I make it vanish. Are you happy it's a normal kiwi? I like to put that somewhere safe. In fact, what about on the table so everyone can see it and it keeps in full view the whole time? Ladies and gents, if anything goes wrong in the next few minutes, you have my word that Chris gets to keep the kiwi all the way from New Zealand. Chris, let me do this here so that you can see. Just step forward a little bit here so that you can see. I'll do this in front of the mic. This is your sign bill, which I correctly predicted the serial number. If I could turn this into anything, let's say a £20 note, would you be happy?
Yeah, I'll be more than happy, yeah.
You'd be more than happy? You're thinking more, right? I don't think we can.
50.
A 50, somebody shouts out, really? Do we still get 50s? We still get, there are some. Watch this. What the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. No smoke, no mirrors, no trapdoors. Just a very, there it is, visual change, just like that. When I open this up, go wow with applause, when we have indeed 150 pounds. Let me hear the love. Wow. It's the first time I've seen you smile all night, Chris. You can pay for more than one round there, Chris. Do it. We have a £50 note. As I'm in a good mood, I need somebody to check or examine the 50. Hi, what's your name?
Zoe.
And your first name?
It's Zoe.
Zoe. That should be easy to remember. Zoe, would you do me a favour? Would you just quickly come and grab this 50? Please don't make it vanish. Would you hold it up to the light and check for two things? Number one, is it real? There are three things to check. Number one, does it have a serial number? Number two, does it have a hallmark? And number three, you should see an identity strip. If not, I have one of these pens. In fact, I did have one. We can check. You happy to it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, does it have his initials on it? Yes or no? If he did, I've done this wrong. Okay, let's think about it. Shall we give him a chance to win it? What do you think? Yes? Chris, either you can have a chance to win it, or we'll let the young lady. It's up to you. Tough pressure. What do you think? You or her?
I'll give it a go.
Okay, I'm going to think of a number between 10 and 20. If you get the number right, just in time, ladies. If you get the number right, you win the 50. Alright? I'll be as fair as a magician can. Here we go. Look at me. 3, 2, 1. Between 10 and 20. Name it. Out loud. Yep. 17. So close. So close. I was actually thinking of 16 and a half. I know what you're thinking. I'm a magician. I will cheat if you let me. £50, Chris. Mightn't be a lot to you, but let me tell you, there are not many magicians that would risk a year's salary to do this effect. Would you do me a favour, Rob? Would you blow on there for me? Not once, but twice? the second time that does it. Easy come, easy go. Technically, that was Rob's fault. You don't look that amused. However, I've got the thumbs up from the manager, and with the strict instructions that I need to make it as easy as possible for you to win back your money. So I will do that. On the table, there is a kiwi. If you can tell everybody here how many seeds or pips are inside that kiwi, you will win not only my 50, not only your £5 note back, sorry, your £10 notes, but also a huge round of applause from the audience. What do you think? It's between 0 and 50. While he thinks, does anybody have a napkin that I can borrow very quickly? Between 0, yeah. Between 0 and 50, Chris, I'll give you 5 seconds, or long enough just for Rob to unpack that. 35. If there are 35 seeds or pips inside that kiwi, that would be a miracle. Rob, would you do me an honours? In fact, Chris, grab the kiwi for me. There is only one way to find out. 35 seeds or pips. Watch. I need to borrow a knife. Is anybody here from Liverpool? Nobody laughed at that, but I'm from Liverpool. I've got one here. You said how many? 35. If there are 35 seeds or pips inside this kiwi, you win a huge round of applause and a little bit of financial reward. However, I'm obliged to say, please don't try this at home. I'm apparently a professional. However, if you see red, please know that's not a trick. Watch. If inside this kiwi there was that many seeds or pips, that would be amazing. Would you want to that? But don't tell me. What if inside here there just happened to be something that looked? Normally when I do that, people go, wow, look at it, it's like someone just died. Look at that. Would you just confirm? Can you see that? Let me just come quickly so you can have a look. Close up. Both sides. Happy? Let me come back. There's only one way to find out. Chris, you don't mind getting your hands sticky for a moment? Would you keep it in full view, pull it straight out, and hold it nice and high like the Statue of Liberty? Hold it nice and high. I will get rid of my mess. Fantastic. Into the hand, please. No switches, no changes. Ladies and gents, to a thunderous round, not yet, of applause. Is that your song? Thank you. Please, clap louder. I'm not being paid yet. Beautiful. You get to keep that?
Thanks, man.
Live magic. Fantastic. It's a little bit soggy. We also have a saying in the magic circle, never lend a magician more than you're willing to tip. Think about that. Yeah, they might do. Guys, huge round of applause for Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Hey.
Chris, just stay here for a second. Are you still awake? Do you want to try a little bit more?
Yeah.
Or are we done? Beautiful. Okay, Chris, I'm going to try a little bit of mind reading. I promised some of the audience here I was doing some close-up. Can I get another napkin? Well, do you mind? Thank you. You're doing great. But I need 2 other people. So your job is to look around here. We need at least 1 female and pick 2 people whose minds I'm going to attempt to read. In order for me to do that, I might need to grab something from my bag. So would you have a look around, and it's your job when I come back, I'll give you 10 seconds, to point out 2 people. Ideally not somebody that you are close to, because that will be a little bit easy for me if I read you, alright? Give me 2 seconds, we can grab something. Yeah, it would be too easy.
Sit back down.
Beautiful. What's the fun? Thanks, Mike. I'm back. How are we doing? You got 2 people?
I know a lot of people here, so I don't know these 2.
Okay, would you mind? Which one? The guy that looks like the footballer, is it? You look like that footballer, don't you?
You won't know.
Does he not? Okay, he does. But all the girls say, turn around
Cristiano
and face the camera so that they can
Ronaldo,
see
yeah.
you. He looks like that footballer, doesn't he? Wayne Rooney? Beautiful. Good looking. Alright, Michael, nice to meet you. Would you do me a favour? Would you just come and stand here? We need 1 more person. I'm sure you'll have no problem doing this. Would you choose a female, but obviously not your partner? Somebody that would come up.
I'll just sit here, that's okay.
And if you'd be so kind, come on up. There you go. Guys, would you give them a huge round of applause for these guys?
Hey!
Okay, so to finish with, I'm going to try but also teach you how a magician reads body language and uses influence to his advantage. So, for example, what was your name? Andre. Andre, come closer to the mic. Do you believe in mind reading? Good question. You're not sure. You're not sure. Here we go. Andre, ever since I was young, I always wanted to be able to read people's minds. Yeah. I then got a Facebook account, and now I'm totally over it. Some of you understand exactly what I mean. However, it is the one thing. Can you hear me okay? Should I shout? This is the one thing that I'm asked more than anything. Can you read my mind? What am I thinking? So the challenge, not one, not two, but 3 people's minds in a row. Andre, yes or no? Would you be impressed if I got you to think of any word in the world and I knew instantly the word you were thinking? Would you be impressed with that? Should we try it? Yes, okay. Thanks for the enthusiasm. Andre, I want you to think of any word in the English language that you like. Any word that you like. You have it? You sure? In the English language, yes? Would you be impressed if I had that word wrote on a bit of paper in my back pocket? Yes? For the first time, name the word you're thinking of. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Here it is, right here, somewhere in the Webster's Pocket Dictionary.
Hey!
There you go, it's my backup. As if I could read minds. There you go. We are going to try a little bit though. But we're not going to use words, we're going to use this. Do you know what this is? Exactly. It's a coloured cube. There are 6 colours on here. Very, very quickly, let me explain. These are called primary colours. So they're the most common colours that you would see in the world today. Very, very quickly, because it is a little dark, we've got black, we've got blue, we've got green, we've got red, white, and yellow. Without putting a long story short, if I asked each of you guys to think of a colour on this cube, depending on your personality and your character, you should be drawn to one colour more than another. My mission, should I choose to accept it, which I do, is to get you to think of any colour that you like and simply from asking you some apparently irrelevant questions, correctly predict the colour that you're thinking. If I fail, you win £50 cash from the man over there at the bar. So we'll see. Here's what we're going to do. I will write it down here so that you know that I can't cheat. So guys, let me explain. Can you hold on to these for a second? In a moment, in turn, I will get you to think of one of the colours on the cube, so I know that you're being honest, and so the audience is also in on this. Your job, once you've thought of your colour, is to turn your back, place the cube on your head with the colour you're thinking of on top. Does that make sense? If you're thinking of blue, you do that. If you're thinking of green, you do that. If you're thinking of red, you do that. Your other hand completely covers the cube, even from the sides. You then turn around hands here so that you can't cheat or change your mind. Does that make sense? When I'm at my prediction, all you need to do is remove your top hand, and immediately I'll get a huge round of applause if I'm right, or a boo if I'm wrong. Does that make sense? Fantastic. Have you ever been hypnotized? Yes or no? Have you ever been hypnotized? Yes or no? Fantastic. Okay, what about yourself? Did it work? It didn't. Okay. Would you take the cube for me? And I want you, let me get rid of this, to repeat after me, alright? Before you do that, in your mind, I want you to say Peter Piper, peek to peck of pickled peppers. I need to grab something from my jacket first, a pen. So just say that in your mind, Peter Piper, peek to peck, pickled peppers. You do that? That gets you back for the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious one. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Me in my pockets. How are we doing? Good? Okay, I've just been asked to come closer to the mic, so I'll try to do that. I have a pen here now. So, repeat after me, come close. Say Peter Piper, pick to peck of pickled peppers. Close. Of pickled peppers. Beautiful. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Think of any colour on the cube now. 10 around. Change your mind a few times, and then when you're ready, make sure your colour is on top. I will write it down. When you're ready, turn to face the audience. Turn to face the audience. Beautiful. Yes or no, you can lie or tell the truth. Is this your favourite colour?
I said this was 72.
No. Okay. Do me a favour, look at me. Imagine a cinema screen. Imagine your colour on the screen, a little bit like I did with Chris with the number. Your colour begins to flash on and off. As it does that, you say the name of your colour over and over again in your mind. You do that now for me? I get 2 colours.
We walk in a corridor and lorry drivers spit at me. And we wear like makeup. And that kind of the arse and the glam. And I thought, well,
No, I'm going to go with this one.
we look like we come from outer space.
I get 2 colours. I get green and I get blue. This is the one I'm going to go with. Please be honest. For the first time, this is what I got. Nice and loud. What was the colour you were thinking of? Into the microphone. Blue. Open up your hands. Show them. They'll go wild with applause. Blue. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. Would you pass it on to Chris? Fantastic.